It's JD. It's JD Vance. JD Vance has been chosen to top the ticket with Donald Trump. Amazing, amazing, amazing news. Again, this is just coming into us live. Donald Trump said he thought it might surprise some people. I think a lot of people, including myself, by the way, actually thought there was a really good shot, a very, very good shot of him picking Burgum, but in the last minute, perhaps he changed his mind, perhaps because of just what went down. What went down? Let's go to Donald Trump's post on social media. He writes, after lengthy deliberation and thought, and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I have decided that the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator J.D. Vance of the great state of Ohio. Wow, wow. He honorably served our country in the Marine Corps, graduated from Ohio State University in 2 years summa cum laude, and is a Yale Law School graduate where he was editor of the Yale Law Journal and president of the Yale Law Veterans Association. JD's book, Hillbilly Elegy, became a major bestseller and movie as it championed the hardworking men and women of our country. JD has had a very successful business career in technology and finance, and now during the campaign will be strongly focused on the people he fought so brilliantly for, the American workers and farmers in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota, and far beyond. Wow. Okay, Joe Biden, watch out. I'm sorry. You got to really, really watch out now, because you got a guy from the Midwest who's got Ohio locked up and is going to help lock up Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, you name it. JD Vance has a lot of clout and a lot of equity in those places, ladies and gentlemen. And he's now top of the ticket alongside Donald Trump. This is a big, big, big deal. And it's very interesting that he wound up going with JD, because a lot of the winds were pointed in another direction. Doug Burgum was being talked about and talked about and talked about. But then all of a sudden this happened on Saturday, and you got to wonder to what degree, let's go back to that video, Drew, to what degree this played a role in anything, right? This horrific event unfolding before all of our eyes on Saturday over the weekend. You can go to clip number 7. This was the event that everybody watched, that everybody was horrified by. And what it told you was how fragile one person is, and how fragile a movement could be if it's completely dependent on that one single individual who carries the torch beyond Donald Trump, knowing that, you know what, he's also 76 years old, right? Or 70, he's just a few years older, younger, forgive me, than Joe Biden. So 77, I mean, wow. So he's got to have somebody there on stage that can move things forward, because this is a reality. Sadly, this is a reality, right? Let's go to this clip that
really see something
is, probably one of the better. I mean, I hate to speak about it in terms of footage being good or bad, but this particular footage captures the horror of it all. The horror. Let's just watch for a moment. So when you look at that, you understand exactly why he has picked J.D. Vance to top the ticket with him. If the money was on Doug Berman before, or even Marco Rubio, I think everything just shifted, and it shifted fast. I do think that Berman was in the running. I think right now, in real time, we saw that switch because he knew immediately that he had to pivot. Because the movement itself needs to exist. Think about, you saw him standing up after getting knocked down, having a bloody face. He doesn't know what's going on in real time. And he stands up and yells at the crowd and holds his fist up. We've got the iconic picture. This is something. When they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, ladies and gentlemen, it is. This was the picture. And he knew, at that moment, he knew. The movement is fragile. He's fighting for the people. He's trying to invoke change, but you need to make sure that you got a deep bench, a really deep bench. And I think the Republican Party does have a deep bench, but you got to anoint someone. And that person has to be charismatic. That person has to be smart. And that person has to have your back. That person has to be able to excite the crowd and move them forward. And Doug Burgum was the safe pick. The money guy, right? Sold his company for billions of dollars to Microsoft. A good leader, will have a role, I'm sure, in the cabinet. Talked the talk with the sort of donors behind the scene. But when push comes to shove, you need the guy that's going to go into battle with you. And that person, ladies and gentlemen, is J.D. Vance. We're just getting some video being dropped into our rundown right now and some more pictures and some more quotes, and we're going to continue our coverage. Donald Trump has picked his vice president, who I predict, I'm going to go out on a limb here, I predict is going to be the next vice president of the United States of America, because there's no stopping him. There's no stopping him now.